I got a kid, so I'm okay with the car, and I'm
हेलो, आई एम डॉक्टर वीरेन अत्तरदे और ये मेरी Hyundai Creta SX ऑप्शन 2019 जून में मैंने खरीदा था एंड द ओडोमीटर रीड्स राइट नाउ इज 29,031 kilometers. For me, the car, the major plus was it had a good presence on the road. It does look a bit bulky, but it doesn't feel so. When you drive on the road, you will get noticed when you have this car. These are diamond cut alloy wheels as the company describes them. Back side of the car, these are the extra tail lamps which I opted for. The single chrome plate adds to the premiumness of the car.
One word from the look of the car from the backside.
I feel premium.
One word for the look of the car when it is in the front.
From front, it's definitely sexy. The headlamps in this car is projector headlamps. But the thing is, when you actually go into night drives, it makes you end up wanting more. When you have a contrast front upcoming car headlamp thrown on your face, it just doesn't suffice sometimes for the visibility of the road and overall visibility of night drive. Certain car owners have put aftermarket HID lamps, I think. That's what they call them, that white lamps that we see these days. Those lamps have a better visibility. But this, the company fit headlamp which they provide with the yellow light, is not just enough. This driving seat is pretty comfortable. It gives you a secure feel of the rollovers of the high-speed driving. And it's an automated seat with two switches provided. The first switch which adjusts the thigh support of your driving position, and the next part is your backrest and the back position of your seat. This is the backrest part which goes back and front. When I'm driving in the city, I prefer my steering being up. But if I'm on a long distance drive, I generally have my seat a little lower and my steering also a little lower. My dad, who's 6 feet tall or more, he's always comfortable in this seat with appropriate foot space. The day I had purchased the car, he was surprised the amount of space he had after he sat, and his knees were comfortable in this front seat as well.
How does your dad feel, who's 6 feet tall, as you mentioned?
He is very happy with the rear seat comfort also. Literally, he says he can spread out and sit nicely on long distances. Otherwise, he was a person who doesn't like traveling in cars for long distance. On long drives, on open barren highways where there are no trees, no cool breeze, and you are under the sun at its mercy, it does feel inadequate. On this auto mode, if we call it a climate control thing, then probably it should control it. But then after some time, it will sense that the temperature is appropriate, but you will not have that kind of a comfort level. You feel something more should have come out of that climate control to cool your interiors of the car. You don't feel comfortable unless you tweak down the temperature manually, at least to 20 or 19. And that does hit on your mileage also. As far as my family members are concerned, they are pretty happy with the rear vent. They are happy with just mild cooling. So they are okay with it. And I think it should be appropriate because there are 3 members others in the family who are happy about the rear cooling. It is an inbuilt music system which has a radio, streaming for your media from your phone. This feature I feel is good because when you have your choice of your songs, you don't always need to connect it via a wire or a cable into the car. Via Bluetooth, you can stream this music seamlessly and enjoy your drive. Now we go to YouTube Music. By the way, my car is now connected to my phone. So by going into the music, suppose I have to go to my classic song. Once you are through to your song, you just have to press the media streaming. And your playlist will keep playing continuously without any connection. The phone can be in your pocket. I think they could have done a little better in terms of the music system. It is loud, but then the crystal clear voice of they have given a Bose speakers would have been better in this car. It is not bad, but it could have been better.
ये जो navigation system की आपने बात करी, तो ये आप Google Map यूज करते हैं कि इनका inbuilt navigation?
इनका inbuilt navigation system है शायद. Hyundai Mobis is the brand, I think. There's a SIM card here in this section, which you normally remove it while giving for service. And it has certain other features which I am not very sharply aware of, but You have connectivity to certain apps, and you can, if you have a driver who is driving this car for you, you can define his perimeter through this, and the navigation system will alert you for the movement of the car. Navigation system is not in real time. That is one drawback, which I think if it was Google would have been better, because there will be no traffic alerts like it is a jam on this road, you can take an alternate route, the way we do it on Google. Otherwise, it has been pretty reliable for me over the 3 years for traveling over long distances through the major roads, minor roads, everything. This is a switch for the cruise control. Very simple engagement. Press the cruise. You have the symbol here that the cruise is activated, and then at your desired speed and an optimum gear play, you have to just set it on the speed there, and then it will get engaged. Generally, I engage it above 60 kilometers an hour, because above 60 kilometers an hour, the sixth gear will be there, and it is better to have a cruise control on that, above that speed. And you can also adjust your speeds beyond that with this switch. You go up and it increases by 2 kilometers an hour. And if you go down, the cruise speed will reduce by 2 kilometers an hour. When you brake, as soon as you brake, press the clutch, the cruise engagement will be disconnected, and your car will be in your complete control, manual control. This was the SX option. In this option, we have airbags in the front, one for the driver, one on the co-passenger seat, two on the seats on this side, on the window side of both the driving seat and the co-passenger seat, and two curtain airbags on the sides for the rear passengers as well. Apart from that, the safety mechanism, there is a traction control switch here, which on regular highways, by default, it is always on. Unless you're going off-roading or you have a surface which is not very amenable for a smooth ride, you can switch it off. Otherwise, it's like you don't have a choice. It will be always on. As soon as you switch on the car, it's on. You can optionally switch it off if you're required to. And then there is braking. It has anti-lock braking, ABS. There is something like EVD, that which I'm not very aware of, but it is a kind of a safety mechanism in the brakes. Look-wise, it is quite sturdy. You can feel that it is some weight under the bonnet, and you have a strong car that is carrying you safely around the city and the roads. Noise that doors make while closing, it is a very compact noise. It's not like something which is noisy and you feel that, okay, ye patla patra hai, and it gives a very sturdy feeling. And with my personal experience, I can definitely say the body is very well made, at least for this version of the Creta. One feature which I would have loved in this car is sensors could have been all around the car with a choice of turning them on and off at your will. Maybe on bumper to bumper traffic, you will not want those sensors beeping every now and then, but still it's a safety feature. You will know when you are close to the next car. Sunroof, we have a flap here which you have to just slide out. This is the closing, and this is the opening. There is another feature to this sunroof where you don't want the heavy breeze but just want the ventilation. You push this button in and it will just open up a small gap on the rear side of the sunroof.
Rodent are loving every car. So what does the Rodent love for your car?
I've visibly seen mice jumping out of my grill when I was taking the car out of the parking. Once, twice. Sometimes I've seen them running around. So it was always a worry for any car owner, the mice running or eating up into the wires. The first option that I took up to was the 3M spray, which you always is available in the market. I used to spray it in the engine bay after a mild wiping of the engine bay for dust, and then spraying it through the cable area and everything on a cool car, and around the wheel rims and underbody of the car, whichever was accessible easily. And then in India, we always have indigenous methods of preventing anything that is untoward. So I was suggested by experienced drivers of commercial vehicles, you can keep a packet of tobacco, you can keep tobacco in muslin cloth and hang it 2-3 places in the car. But I did buy a packet of tobacco, I pricked holes into it, I splash water once in a while and try to keep it moist as long as possible. And I've kept one packet near the fuse box. I think most of the wires come in and go out of that place.
Okay, so has it worked?
Thankfully for 3 years, there has been no mishappening.
Okay.
At the mercy of the mice. Thank you so much, and you should subscribe to this channel if you like what honest reviews we shared as far as possible with all you guys. show some love and do subscribe.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.